So just recently you were asked to read a short story called
The Man Who Loved Flowers.
Man Who Loved Flowers. Okay. The story by yourselves.
Yeah.
And then what? Kind of what are the things that you were asked to do?
Well, we kind of drew pictures to demonstrate the story.
Yeah.
And add sound and actions to it.
So we essentially made out the storyline using images, if we could get sound and motion on the SMARTBoards to get that going, to give the other groups within the class our perspective on the story.
Okay. So what was it like working in the group?
I found it was really good because we got different perspectives from different people, because everybody has a different thought process, I guess. You get different ideas thrown out there.
So were there any arguments?
Amongst my group there wasn't too many. There's little disagreements, what color to use, but nothing major.
Yeah. Would you prefer to work by yourself? Or would you prefer to have done it in a group?
I think it would be better if we did it in groups, because then we could have a little bit more input, and you could compare and contrast the short story, like what you think it's about compared to what they think it's about, and then you could have better ideas.
Yeah, overall doesn't really matter.
Anything on technology?
Yeah, I'd have to say the same thing. I'm not really good at the ideas, I'm more with the technology, I guess.
So you guys would have been good partners then?
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Okay. Okay, go to the SMARTBoard and start drawing and talking about theme and different elements and setting and storyline. How do you think things would have been different if we had said, do exactly the same thing, you all have one laptop?
I think it would have been a little bit harder.
Why?
Well, you're all kind of trying to see this one little screen. You're in a corner, it's pretty crowded, and not a whole lot of talking, more arguing.
Okay. What do you think it had been different if I said, okay, you're a group of 3, you get a laptop, you get a laptop, you get a laptop. You get 3 everybody gets their own laptop. Go work on the storyline, go look on the comic strip, go talk about theme and all that kind of fun stuff, and then you've got a week, talk to you later, go away. What do you think that would have looked like?
I wouldn't say much would get done, because that's just how it is if everybody's on their separate things. Excuse me. They're just going to generally go different ways, and the ideas aren't going to get thought processed as a group.
Yeah.
Thought processed as a group? Is it like a verb?
I don't know. Just like your thought process, everybody's going to do it. I'm doing a certain part, I'm going to do it my way. There's not going to be any interaction between the different group members. So everybody's going to try to do it their way, and they're not going to take any ideas from anybody else, I'd say.
Okay.
With that plan, it would have probably been better to do it by yourself.
What about just using a laptop? If I had given you a laptop and said, go to it, here's a group of 3 people, here, share a laptop, or even here's three individual laptops.
Probably cut off the communication, really, because everybody would be doing their own thing.
Yeah.
If everybody had their own laptop?
Yeah, because it'd be like, he would do some, I'd do some, we wouldn't really discuss about it.
We'd all be focusing on
One
different
thing.
objects instead of one thing, like a big thing.
That's interesting.
On the SMARTBoard, everybody can just kind of go and pick and choose, and they can they can give you an opinion on what they want and how something may not look right.
Yeah.
As opposed to on the laptop, they can just do everything their way.
So what would happen if we had said, the SMARTBoards are broken, here's some flip chart and a whole bunch of markers? You know what
I'd say it'd be as much fun, because working with SMARTBoards, I don't know, it's just more interactive than just marker, pen to paper. I don't know, you can do a lot more. Whereas flip charts just draw a stick figure, and he goes this way and draw arrows.
Oh.
If we had it just like drawn on paper, then it wouldn't have been like, it would have been a little bit more detailed, but it also would have been more difficult, and it's hard to like just go back and change things, and you can't really do animation on paper. And when you have animation and sound, you can express what you want to show people a lot easier. Showing the theme and stuff, to figure out like what was going on in the story, and to show that we know how to pick strategies.
And pretty much figure out what the overall deeper meaning was.
Yeah,
Okay.
we looked for deeper meaning in the short story.
I particularly like your part where you go killed by love. How do you make that happen again?
rugs.
Okay, and it goes right across the screen, which is pretty funny because when this happens, you start to think that it's not just that the man's name is love. Norma gets killed by the emotion of this guy. He's a psycho. So I love that particular piece in yours, where you have this thing come up and go, killed by love. You know, and it makes you stop and think, oh, we're not talking just about the character. We are talking about the emotion as well.